Welcome to another episode of Performances. I'm your host, Jimmy, and this is my co-host, Liz. Today, we've gathered the best of the best. We're here to show you who made it to the top in Semester 3, 2005.
First batch of stuff we have coming up kind of deviated a little bit from the mainstream. When they hit that fork in the road, they took a sharp left turn. So let's check them out.
Hope you enjoy.
Hi, and welcome to Performances. We got a big treat for you tonight, the legendary Three Guitaros. Every time they show up on stage is something completely different. What do they got for us tonight? I don't know, but you better stick around to find out.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to introduce the band tonight. That's Gamera, that's Geigen, that's Mothra, and over here is Professor Nakimoto. Me, I'm Mechagodzilla. And here, the one, the only Godzilla!
Oh, I see something strange last night I never seen before. I've seen a bunch of dead men marched up in about for a score. Smell the place from a mile away, made worse by the summer heat. There wasn't much left to bury, just some bones and iron meat. Oh, y'all know I'm not a gambler man, but I'll give you 1,000 to 1. Those men were killed by a local boy, and it was his son. Candy apple, red fingernails, and a meat.
Here we are with Sheriff Lemon Pie of the Three Guitaros. So, you guys are kind of like Madonna.
We get that a lot.
Every time you show up, you're a bunch of different characters.
No, this is incorrect. A lot of people think that we show up in different costumes or as different characters or different personas. No, that's not the case.
That's not you?
Well, we have kind of a cult following. We started getting cover bands popping up all over the world, and we usually at the last minute call one of our cover bands and they come in and fill in for us.
You've got a backup band lined up for tonight?
Yeah, there's a band in town from Tokyo.
Candy apple, red fingernails, and a meaty look in his eye. He housed at the moon and his hair like a pie. When I told her what his problem was, that Ellie started to cry. Said, just tons of goddamn werewolf, and tonight he's gonna die.
I just want to say one thing. There are a few sublime pop music tracks out there. I'd say the best pop songs ever were like Tainted Love by Soft Cell, West End Girls by the Pet Shop Boys, and Let's Beer by the Three Guitaros.
So what was your favorite part of the show?
The total carnage part at the end. That was the best.
All right, that's it. Another amazing show from the Three Guitaros, or should I say, the Three Godzillas. Thanks for tuning in. It was a great show. We'll see you next time on Performances.
Tonight he's gone.
Hello and good evening. My name is Laura Kalpakis and I'm here for Performances at the Cathedral. Look at all the ladies that we're going to have here for the show tonight. Can you hold it in? Will you hold out for Performances?
The full show. We're destined to bring it back. You know, it's just like the image, the act, the atmosphere, the attitude. World domination is actually our conquest.
And now a moment with Furious T.
I like your ass.
We just want to go straight forward with a good solid rock tune.
About it. Tell me, man, what I'm expecting from you tonight.
Rock. You can expect to see a bunch of dirtbags pick the fuck at everyone in the crowd.
I like to say I bring the power to the band. It's just, it's a powerful sound that we created.
What is it about their live performance that draws you out?
I'm a big fan of like classic rock. Pure energy, their pure performance, and I think that's so important in a band.
If these guys played another show here, would you come out again?
I would definitely come again because I was dancing, I was having a good time, and everything was great.
All you do is talk about some shit, what the fuck do you know?
Why should people come to see Automatic? Well, the question is, why would they go see any other show?
It was the Punks versus Automatic. Who won? The footage doesn't show you because it was just too graphic. We have to turn the cameras off now.
We do play for the fans too. Like, look at tonight, man.
Both of them.
There was hardly anybody there, but we still brought it, man. It's all about the music. I want to skate the time.
Take 5 musicians from Peterborough, Ontario, put them in a small downtown Toronto venue, and what do you get? A whole lot of rock and roll, and maybe a laugh or two. So let's go check them out.
What did you want to know again?
They rock my world. That was a good show.
My name is Nick Well, and I said I come from the Quebec side of things. I'm from a small town called Helmer. Yeah. And I met these fuckfaces by pure fluke. I met this ugly man in a bar.
Fucking Maximum Run, man. The best band that you could possibly see at the Vatican on a Saturday night. Oh wait, it's Friday.
Carmen from Buttfuck Milton, Ontario. We hooked up and then we met, actually I'd known Mike, the drummer. I knew them from another band, so the 4 of us got together and started playing music and making noise.
Well, folks, thanks for enjoying the show with me. Maximum R&R's new CD is out in January. Check it out.
How about the fans?
Oh, wait. The 7 fans tonight? That was awesome. Oh!
My mom was a piano teacher, and music has been in the family for many years. So I started playing the piano in grade 4, I think. I played it for about a year and a half, and I didn't like it at all. It was pretty bad.
Okay.
And started playing the drums.
You've been in a few bands.
Yeah.
List them off for us. Let's.
Well, you probably haven't heard of any of them, but I started off playing with my sister in my sister's band. She still plays. It was a good experience.
Yeah.
It was fun. I played in another band called 2 Minutes Too Late, and that band lasted for about 2.5 or 3 years.
Okay.
And I'm in a band called Boulevard Trash. We're like a 77 influenced punk band.
What do you enjoy most about playing in Boulevard Trash?
I don't know, I've always liked punk music from an early age, so I like playing loud and fast.
Yeah.
And they're a good group of guys, so they're really fun to hang around with and tour with.
All right, well, we finally made it to the Adrift skate park, and Boulevard Trash is setting up right now. I think I hear them getting their guitars ready. But you know what, I'm not going to go alone. You guys at home, sitting at home, I'm going to take you with me, because I don't know, I just don't want to be by myself. So, come with me. We're going to go check out Boulevard Trash and Bobby Boulat on drums. What'd you think of their drummer, Bobby?
You know what? He's really good. He uses a lot of, I don't know, he puts a lot of enthusiasm. He carries a good equanimity throughout the show. Yeah, he's a lot of fun to watch.
I think he's really good. Definitely one of the best drummers in the Toronto punk scene right now. So always good to hear him playing.
Alright, you just caught Boulevard Trash's performance. They just got off stage. Bobby Boulat on drums. He was amazing. Much appreciation for everybody helping me out tonight. Davey for the interview, Sean for the interview, Bobby for the interview, and the show. Well, there's another band going up right now, and I'm going to go check them out. So I'll see you guys next time on Performances. I'm Myrtle Alley, and I'll see you next week, or next time, or whenever. Goodbye.
Welcome back. Now that was some rock and roll.
Mm-hmm. And coming up, we have a few more rock and roll bands to check out, including Summerside, and actually third semester's very own Amanda Logan.
You may not have heard of these bands yet, but this is where future stars are born, and we got them here for you.
Check them out.
Hey everyone, what's up? I'm Mandy, and we're here down in Mississauga visiting Summerside's secret practice place. If you don't know who Summerside is, well, come on, let's go check them out. How'd you guys all meet?
Well, actually, you know what? We were jamming, I'd say, like 3 years ago, and one of our guys posted up a flyer. We wanted to get a new bassist. We picked up Jay. We wanted to kind of revamp the sound, get some new guys. So we got Bob, brought Bob in, brought a new drummer, Kevin. Just recently, we added Nam to get the real sound. It's been pretty punk rock.
How did you come up with Summerside?
On MSN, I send to Greg Somerset. Greg sends back Summerside. I said, Greg, you got it. Greg said, I got it. I said, okay. Greg said, I love you.
So you guys played your first show with Nem at Velocity in Burlington. And now that was the launch of a tour that you guys are doing with Awaken Dreaming and Cauterize and Awaken Dreaming. And so where are you guys playing, like, with your shows with this tour?
Well, we're going out as far as Montreal, North Bay, and just about everything in between, yeah. Cities like Tillsonburg I've never heard of before. Yeah. To the Tillsonburg aliens, but I can't wait to get there, and I'm sure you have a beautiful city. And
my back still aches when I hear that word. Tillsonburg, that is.
they are exactly what I'm looking for in a band. It's just, they're phenomenal. Everything they do is just incredible, and everything's so creative, and I love it.
Well, that was Summerside, and what's in store for them? Obviously something big. I'm Mandy, reporting live in Mississauga.
Hello and welcome to another edition of Performances. I'm your host, Jason Kemp, and right now we're waiting outside the Smiling Buddha Bar, 961 College Street, eagerly anticipating the arrival of Ryan Balcom, the 23-year-old mastermind behind Embracing Forever.
Basically, the last past year or so, a lot of my writings have been about relationship stuff, good and bad. Also just living life and trying to make the most of it. I write a song for myself, and however anybody else wants to take it, that's cool, you know? Like, if somebody else can relate to it another way and it makes them feel better, then I'm cool with that too.
Honestly, I've played with him back since about a year ago now, and he's just been getting better and better, so it's been great.
Embracing Forever, I like Ryan, and I think Jared alluded to it earlier. He gets better and better at every show.
Who's been your biggest supporter?
Biggest supporter? Jeez. I'd have to say my mom. She's always like listening to me singing and always supporting me and wishing me luck and always been there for me. When I write songs, I try to make it as positive as possible, but I also try and keep it real. You know? So that's the story, really. Pretty simple.
He's got an EP coming out in January 2006. You can check out www.embracingforever.com for more details. Night, everybody. Alright, so that was Embracing Forever. Thanks for coming out. Have a good night.
Hi, I'm your host Devin Harper, and welcome to another edition of Performances. We're in front of the Smiling Buddha tonight, where the band Mandy will be making her first ever debut on the music scene. And for $5, doesn't get much better than that. Let's take a look. What made you decide to start up a band? Like, did you just start writing songs as a hobby, or?
I've always really, ever since grade 5, I've always wanted to do music, and I just finally, I never took it really seriously. It was always something that was in the back of my mind that I never went, okay, I'm gonna sit down today and, you know, take this seriously. So I finally did, and here I
So it's your first night tonight, first performance. How did you feel?
I felt good. It was a good feeling. I kind of wish the crowd got a bit more into it, but it was also a really small place, so I couldn't really do much about it. But I thought, overall, I think it went really good. There were no huge disasters. You guys having fun so far?
So with her debut finally under her belt, what's next for Mandy?
After this, we're just gonna start writing some more stuff. We have some shows coming up in December, which are all ages, and hopefully we'll have more than 6 songs. So
Right, so you're going to be getting a little more practice in, is what you're saying.
yeah, exactly. More new material, new stuff, and we're also going to be recording from now until our next show, which is in the end of December-ish. I'm not quite sure of the date. We're going to be recording so we can put the actual full band songs up on our website, our MySpace site, because the only songs we have up right now is acoustic.
The first show can always be a difficult one for a band. So, what did the audience members have to say about Mandy?
They all collided together and they made like awesome music. I really liked it. They were pretty tight. I guess just keep playing more shows, hyping up the crowd. It's good though.
And there you have it. A new star is born. Mandy Logan has completed her first successful performance of her musical career, and from here, things can only get bigger and brighter for her. Thanks for watching Performances. I'm Evan Harper.
Welcome back to Performances. We're here at the piano that you all know and love. Maybe played a little ditty on, maybe a little classical music, maybe a little jazz. But right now we're about to get into some more mellow performances. Am I right, Liz?
We are. We're going to be throwing to a few more mellow performances, including Palms, which takes place at the piano.
Coincidentally.
Check them out.
Hi there, my name is Kong Fan. Hopefully these seats around me will be filled up in a matter of minutes. Now let me ask you something. What kind of person has concerts in his own home? That person is Kane Chow. Kane has been performing live shows at his home for the last year or so. The turnouts have been growing slowly, but surely.
I've been playing for ever since I was 5, so 15, 16 years. It takes away your stress, and I feel very great after I play it. Whether it's Beethoven, Mozart, or music of my own, I always like performing music for people and expressing my feelings to them. And that's a way I can connect to the audience, and I hope they would like it when they listen to it. But yeah, I've done many shows where I have been playing in front of large crowds and smaller crowds, and most of the time larger crowds are always more nerve-wracking because you don't know when you're going to make a mistake, and there's so many more eyes on you. And when you do make a mistake, sometimes the audience won't even realize it, and you would just regroup yourself and continue playing. I like to thank my parents. They've always been there for me, and they've been very supportive.
Kane's love for the piano has allowed him to perform in many places, such as weddings, schools, recitals, and receptions, just to name a few. What did you think of the show?
I thought it was pretty good. This is actually the second time I've been here, so.
It was pretty good. Yeah.
And what about you?
It was really good, really good.
So how did you guys hear about Kane's concert?
My boyfriend told me about his usual monthly concert performances, and I like classical music, so yeah.
I don't think I can ever stop playing the piano. I mean, there's always people out there looking for piano players. I like playing for them, for birthday parties, weddings, and celebrations. It's great, and I don't think I would ever stop playing.
So there you have it, a great performance by Kane Chow and a crowd of happy people. Overall, a good night. By the way, Kane's next performance will be held on Friday the 23rd of December. It'll be his Christmas special. For Performances, I'm Kong Fan. Have yourselves a good night.
I'm here today for some fun, some laughs, and some great music by the classic rock band Scrap Iron.
Ron Johnson, and I play bass in the band. And we have on keyboards Ross Raby, we have on percussion Wayne Orgill, and we have on guitar Kurt Gable. When I was playing in a band in the 70s called Chimo, and the drummer started to call me Scrap Iron Johnson because there was an old fighter by the name of Scrap Iron, and he just picked the name and it stuck. And so when we formed the band, we were looking around for names, and we said, well, why don't we use Scrap Iron? So everybody agreed, so that's what it is, Scrap Iron.
They're kind of funny for old guys and entertaining. We had a good time here. It's a good place.
Keep your ears open for Scrap Iron at the Unionville Arms in Markham, Ontario, where they have many of their shows. For Performances, I'm Jenna Willett. See you next time.
Singing is an art that is loved and cherished by many. Hello, I'm Huda Raffle. Tonight, I'm backstage at Cafe Mirage, and I had the opportunity to speak with Aya. Aya loves to perform. She has a promising singing career and hopes to become an entertainer. Aya has written countless songs, but her favorite is the one she's performing tonight at Cafe Mirage. She lets us peer into her soul with her breathtaking voice.
I mean, there's the actual like stress and anxiety of the performance, and then there's like actually feeling what I'm saying in the song. So it's just I have to learn, and I have been getting better in learning to forget the stress and anxiety of the actual performance and just start focusing on the song and what I felt when I wrote it and how I felt when I recorded it in the studio and how I want people to read it and feel it. And so when I sing, I want you and the audience to really understand what I'm saying and how I felt when I wrote it. And so, yeah. I think fans respect relativity from an artist, but at the same time, I know that fans like to idealize people. And apart from that, I mean, they expect to be heard as well as sung to or entertained. And so a big thing is entertainment, and that's what comes out of the performance. And at the same time, you know, for them to feel what you're feeling and understand you and know that you might understand them. And that way, you know, that's how music gets through to people, and that's how come music inspires people. It's because they have like a relative relationship, and it's basically building a rapport with, you know, the people that you're singing to or who are listening to my music. So.
Aya is passionate about her music. Her soulful voice is very intimate and pleasing to listen
I feel like she'll do great in this in the entertainment industry because she's able to express herself through her music, and her music is extremely inspiring. She sings from the heart, and I feel that she's going to make it very far.
Aya is truly a talented and gifted young artist. Her hard work is finally paying off. She is a songwriter and a singer. Her soulful voice keeps fans anticipating for more. For more information on Aya, you can check out her website at www.aya.com. I'm Huda Raffle. Thank you for watching.
Today, here in Toronto's historical distillery district, 4 little angels are going to try and remind us that the true spirit of Christmas is all about giving.
Hi, my name is Paul Bedford from Grand Falls, Newfoundland originally, but now living in Toronto.
And what are you playing, Paul?
Pardon?
What are you playing?
I play the tuba.
What kind of tuba?
It's a Besson sovereign tuba, B flat.
And I'm David Ivany, and I play the instrument, cornet. Yeah.
I'm Heather Keeler, and I play trombone.
And I'm Tim Fraser, and also playing cornet. $200 today. We want $200 today. Yeah, it's not the money thing, but we're here to play, and people need that to give, and they connect with giving, and so yeah, we're out here just to play some music and see people give. So naturally, we don't want to do well, but we're not sort of fixed on a number per se. Yeah. It's Christmas when you see people gather around a bubble, and just had a little kid, maybe 3 years old, first timer putting some money in. It's just kind of neat to connect with giving and giving to something beyond yourself. So that's the what I receive, just seeing other people giving and going to something greater than we are. Yeah.
I think it's amazing. I got to say it's absolutely freezing, and these guys are out here playing, and it was just it was great to see her around this time. The bucket was full of money, and I was happy to give them a little something.
The Salvation Army Brass Quartet was sometimes, well, a little bit out of tune, but they managed to brave the freezing cold weather and put on a performance that was straight from the heart. They managed to raise a little bit of money and remind a lot of us here at the distillery what the true meaning of Christmas is all about.
Now, those were some good performances. You know, something you can enjoy with your grandma or maybe Aunt Betty, you know?
Stuff that you can definitely relax and mellow out to.
We're about to get into something a little bit different than that. You like magic?
Mm-hmm. Definitely I do, yeah. These are definitely different performers. People like beatboxing and magic, and people that get up every day and do things that we can't do, which is stand in front of a stage and tell a story.
Or host a show.
Or host a show. Clearly
Hope you enjoy it.
Welcome to Performances. I'm your host, Harrison Joseph. Acting is an art that some would say comes naturally to most actors, while others can take years to perfect their craft. But one thing's for sure is that they all get their start here, in theater. Tonight, we'll be watching a play called Hello, Dolly. It's a story about a matchmaker who meddles into everyone's love life.
Valerie Holland plays the role of Inerstia. She has been acting ever since she was in high school, and she truly has a passion for the art.
Whenever you do a part, you always see yourself in it. So you say it's completely opposite from you, but you know, maybe not. Maybe you see yourself in that part. I think she has a really good sense of humor, and I hope I do. She's very naughty, and sometimes I like to be very naughty. I think that's the secret of it, is it's you. It's you in a different situation.
During auditions, even the most talented actors can let the nerves get the best of them.
For example, I auditioned for Hairspray. It was from Mervish production, so the stakes were pretty high. And it was in this small room, and there was 2 doors, and I went out the wrong door. And believe it or not, I was in the broom closet. And it was really like so embarrassing, and then you just kind of back out and you go by. And I know so many people have had really funny experiences because it's like you're in an altered state. You know, it's just very nerve-wracking.
A career in show business should only be pursued for all the right reasons.
I think a lot of people think that they're attracted by the fame aspect of it and the celebrity aspect, but it's not about that at all. That's probably the downside that you have to learn how to deal with. I enjoy doing what I'm doing right now, which is community theater, because I really like acting.
With sold-out tickets, the fans made this show a huge success.
What do you love about community theater?
I think it gives a lot of people a chance within the community to see what everybody can do. Because in community theater, you know, they have the local people within the play, and maybe you never knew they could act.
All right, well, thank you, and you have a great night.
Yeah, you too.
Well, there you have it, another great review. Our thanks to Valerie Holland for taking the time out to speak with us. So if you're ever in the neighborhood looking to catch a great play or simply have an amazing time, make sure you pass by the theater. Outside of Scarborough Village Theater, this is Harrison Joseph. Thanks for watching.
Hi, and welcome to Performance. I'm your host for today, Nora Jume. Do you know that between 1945 and 1967, 3 million people from the old world emigrated to a brave new one, Canada? A play, The Immigrant Years, is taking place here at the University of Toronto. As an immigrant myself, I'm really curious to see this play, so let's go and check it out. Okay.
Oh, it's quite warm in here.
Well, how right you are, madam. Here at Canada House, we like to keep the temperature as warm and sunny as Canada's own summer days. Please, let me take your coats.
Well, thank you very much. We were told we could find information here about possibly moving to Canada.
Well, how right you are, madam. Here at Canada House, we are dedicated to assisting you with all of your queries and helping you eliminate any and all hesitations you may have. It's an opportunity to take place in a piece of theater that the students here at Theatre Arundel have created for our third-year show. It's an opportunity to flex our playwriting skills and as well to enact them on a stage that will be saw by everybody at this program and hopefully others who will come to see it.
Russians were coming from the east and the Americans from the west. We hid in the forest and we couldn't take a thing. It happened very fast. The Russians got to our town and they took over our house. And a week later, when our food ran out, we walked back and these animals had smashed up our house. The only thing they didn't do was burn it down.
It's named The Immigrant Years, and it was adapted from a book. This play wasn't originally a play. It was taken from a book, and we wrote the story for the play ourselves. And the book is first-hand accounts of immigrants who came to Canada in the 50s and 60s, and their stories about the culture shock and about dealing with Canada and how they had to make way, get jobs, get funding, stuff like that.
A lot of people we get to come to our theater are probably in the baby boomer generation, and this play has a lot of content from that era. Also, we're hoping to attract some people who did immigrate to Canada during that time period, so hopefully it'll strike a note with them.
And that was all for today. I hope you enjoyed it. So stay tuned for another episode of Performances. I'm your host, Nora Lumi. Have a good day and see you next time.
Can we be conscious of our consciousness? What does consciousness feel like? Is it a stream of flowing thoughts, images, and feelings, or something else altogether? These questions run through the mind of Jay Ingram on a consistent basis. Jay is the co-host of Discovery Channel's Daily Planet and best-selling author of his latest book called Theater of the Mind.
No matter what I say to you to try and describe what's going on in my mind, I can't give you anything but a very pale image of my own consciousness. In fact, I can't really even convince you that I am conscious. Because for all you know, I'm just a fairly well worked out robot that can stand here and make gestures like a human, but there may be no lights on inside at all.
We see things every day, but what do we perceive?
Now, that's a perfect example of seeing but not being aware of what you're seeing. I think the most interesting case that I've researched are really weird cases where people suffer damage to their brain and then develop strange beliefs about themselves. So in Theater of the Mind, I describe how a woman who had a stroke on the right side of her brain actually was paralyzed on the left and denied that this left arm was hers. She said it belonged to the patient that was in the hospital bed before her. And she could look right at her hands and say, well, these fingernails are a lot like mine, but they're different in certain ways. And this ring, my ring is a little bit like that, but there are clearly differences. So she could look at exactly the same thing, but her beliefs were completely different.
Some stories of the mind are hard to believe.
One of the patients that Tulving has studied is a guy who had a motorcycle accident years ago. He lives in Mississauga, and he's lost all personal memory, and yet he retains factual memories. So if you ask him, how do you get to your cottage, he can give you the exact directions, but then you say, have you ever been there? And he says, I don't know.
He uses a lot of faculties like psychology and philosophy, science, which each on their own you'd have to take a lot of time to gain the sort of depth that he gives you in this digestible, really accessible.
And indeed, there are philosophers and scientists, more philosophers than scientists, who would argue that it'll never work. You may make some inroads into understanding what consciousness is, but ultimately there will be impassable roadblocks. And so the whole enterprise might fail.
If the brain is the theater, then the consciousness is the play. But who or what controls what we watch and how we watch it? You can find some of the answers here in this book, Theater of the Mind, as Jay Ingram raises the curtain on consciousness.
You know what? I'm not any good at this at all, but I do know someone who is. His name is Michael Francis, and he's just such a talented street magician. Why don't we go check him out?
Card, what would you bet it is? Queen of Diamonds. Would you be impressed if the Queen of Diamonds was on top and the Queen of Hearts was on bottom now?
Yes, I would. No. 7 of diamonds.
All right.
No, I would. I felt it.
All right.
7 of diamonds.
All right. Slowly turn over your hand.
7 of diamonds.
Oh,
Where else have you performed? You from around Toronto?
Perform everywhere. I've performed at casinos and stages, anywhere and everywhere.
What? Anyway, I'll give you a phone when we're going, okay? See ya. Yeah. That's it, we're getting some time.
It's gotta be a jerk word.
Put it on your hand. Jordan.
Souvenir.
You can keep it.
Now you try.
Yeah, right.
You want to see another trick?
That's very impressive. There's no way you could have done that with one hand. Couldn't do that with 2 hands. Very impressive.
I started magic when I was smaller. Got back into magic pretty much about a year and a half ago.
Yeah.
And I've keep doing it ever since.
Table and face. Jack of spades, right?
Yes.
You guys agree, right? Watch. All I'm going to do, place there, put your hand right on top of it.
Can I look at it?
No, just place your hand right on top of it. Watch. I'm going to take another card, all right?
Yeah.
3 diamonds, all right? That's all I got to do. Take 3 diamonds. Watch. All I got to do, wave it over top of your hand. Watch.
It's changed. It's now the Jack of
See,
spades.
that's now the Jack of spades.
That's the 3 diamonds.
No, I bet you $1 million in this. Here, watch. Turn it over.
This is the 3 diamonds.
What's next for Michael Francis?
Well, right now I'm training for Guinness World Records, be able to go to Vegas.
Yeah.
Right now the Guinness World Record's at 40 coin rolls in a minute. I can do 48 coin rolls in a minute.
right in front of your face. Watch. That is damn quick.
That's really quick. Watch. All you gotta do is go.
You liking it so far?
Yes, I do, because this I've seen before. The idea is the molecular construction of this. It is still very tough.
Yeah.
You understand what I mean by moving it? What he's done with heat, I'm not exactly sure.
See, what did I tell you guys? He's really good, isn't he? Well, if you like that, you can check him out most Friday and Saturday nights here at Shoeless Joe's in Burlington, or you can catch him out and about on the streets of Toronto. For Performances, I'm Crystal Holden, and I'll see you later.
Hi, and welcome to another episode of Performances. It's your man Chris Wong, and we are live on location at Rum Runners in London, Ontario. Tonight, Poison is in the building, and he's going to tear down the place. He doesn't sing, rap, dance, or do comedy. He does a little bit of everything. Let's go check it out.
Yo, now let's check out what's on the radio for a second, you know what I mean? Let me see what's on the radio.
Beatboxing is, I guess you could say, the art of creating music with your mouth, like using vocal percussion and sound effects to create music for audience to recognize and to understand.
Switch it up.
Well, I've actually shot a few commercials for Much Vibe. I was able to do like a Much Vibe station ID with my boy Devo. And I was also able to do a 4-second advertisement.
Drum and bass.
What market would I say defines my style? I'd say hip-hop, definitely. And then I guess you could say it branches off into like drum and bass, turntablism. You know, I try and use the beatboxing, but apply it as a DJ would. You know what I mean? And try and use DJ sounds, cuts, scratches, beat juggles, anything. And try and imitate the way a DJ would do it, but using the beatboxing skills that I have.
Why do you think there's such a good crowd response for beatboxing?
Just because of that, because no one can do it. It's so hard to do. So when you hear someone doing it well, it's just everybody goes nuts.
Really, it's not as hard as people think. I mean, if you have a mouth, you can beatbox. But really, it's just taking the time and patience to listen to the sounds and try to emulate it with yourself.
Can you try? Thanks for tuning in to this week's episode of Performances. This was Chris Wong and my man Poison outside of Rum Runners in London, Ontario. Tune in next week where we'll be talking to Devo, an up-and-coming Toronto artist. That's it for this week, and we out.
And that looks like that's all we got for Performances.
Well, at least for this year. But we definitely encourage you to go out and check out local performances at bars, clubs, street corners. Homeless people are usually pretty funny. But before we go, we are going to leave you with one more performance, courtesy of our very own Jimmy Houston. So let's check it out.